getting closer.
Amazing how that
You know, I told you the old story of my high school director, man. When she got
There's
close.
something right over in here, I'll go over here, and it went away.
When you know someone's listening, you fix that up. One of the things is, if you've ever listened to the Three Tenors, they're fantastic solo voices, and when they're all singing at once, it's kind of a mess. It's strong and powerful, but you can't actually tell what notes are singing. Because their vibratos are all different wavelengths, and when they mix together, it's not pretty. Okay, it's big and powerful, and they're all singing the right notes. But when we're going to try and make chords in an ensemble, vocal ensemble, we have to take away some of that soloist feel, right? So if we can reduce the size of the vibrato, I don't want you to try and take it out completely, because then you get summertime, you kind of get this mechanical sound. Summertime, but I'm going to keep the wavelength small, right? So that when it mixes with everybody else, it doesn't get.
I really want long to line up with the basses and baritones on the unison note.
Yes, we'll fix that.
I want that long to really line up. Basses
Good.
and
So
baritones
leads and
together.
tenors, especially, let's keep that vibrato in check. Just because everybody else joins in, don't do any different than you just did that time. It's not listening. That should absolutely have no vibrato on it, bass and baritone. And just lean into that. Instead of so long, don't overemphasize the jaw on that one. So long ago. And then you can add a little vibrato at the end of that. So at one time. Here we go, summertime. He's over here. Everybody hold on. Let me just direct it one time. That's coming in too fast. They have to go fast.
Okay.
But summertime, summertime. Let the audience go. Summertime. They're going to sing that. We want them to have a moment where they think that might be the song.
They know what they're doing.
Right? So you got to give them the extra second.
Okay.
But then when the baritones come in, summertime, summertime, and they go, well, maybe it isn't. I don't know. And now, what does it do to them? That's what we want. Here we go. Somebody in this, in the singing tenor note that's going and decreasing their note, losing it after it comes. You have it great at the beginning, and then it degrades and it drops off. I will find you.
That requires real support.
Yeah, what's happening is you're turning on your ears after you stick the note. You stick it great, and then something's happening. So we've got to identify that, and you probably don't know it's you. It's my guess. So that's why I'm here to help. Good.
Tenors, we talked about that earlier tonight, remember?
Tenor.
Okay, so
Let's get together.
yeah, when you it's easy to turn your ears off and listen to the other parts while you're doing that, and sometimes you kind of lose your way when you do that. So let's just stay right on that. Keep a little bit of our brain engaged by keeping that in there. That was great, though. It could even be another 10th of a second. Yeah. pretend we could make that whole phrase without a breath. I never could tell you I love you that summer of long ago. That's what I would have to do someplace in the, I'd have to take that. But as a chorus, you got a bunch of y'all here.
This song is going to be an exercise in Stagger. Absolutely.
We're going to get plenty of breaths down the road. But there's a couple of phrases that really need no. Let's try it and see what happens. Why? I never could tell you I love you that summer of, no, it's, I never could tell you I love you that summer of long ago. I never could tell you I love you, but darling, I love you so. Now that's a tiny little phrase. You get 2 breaths on each side of that tiny little phrase. So you'll catch on. Yeah. That was perfect at the beginning. Perfect.
It felt good. It makes it baritone really nice.
I'm going to stand closer so you guys can get ready. Here we go.
There we go. Baritones, you come in a little late right there.
They did great.
You told us to come.
I wanted you to come in.
They did good.
Yeah. I'm pointing over there, she's giving me a funny look. Baritone.
So one of the things we have to do is make that baritone move not sound out of context. If we go, darling, I loved you so. We got there too soon. We got to that chord too soon, and the baritone's like, okay, but darling, I love you so.
I'm making it go a little too fast.
So the whole thing is going to be, this is the part where you're breathing in the memory of how much you did love, right there. Darling, I love you so.
Yeah, the third one's going to be a little long. We're going to start off like we're accelerating, and then we're going to slip there.
Right.
Yeah, got it. I wanted it to accelerate.
You milked that one. You just say, oh, that was the best.
Sir.
That's about the right time.
So far, they're all pretty darn good.
Yeah. But that's the idea. You're sitting there just, you're both thinking of that moment. You're like, oh man, that was a great song, wasn't it? That was so fantastic. And then you go, but there's more. To remember my being so shy. He goes, well, have you forgotten the Who knows why he was crying?
Why was he crying?
He was going in the waiting.
No, he was so happy.
He was young.
I was shy, you were happy. We were just so giddy, happy all the time, right? And he goes, yeah, I was emotional then. And then he goes, I never could tell you I love you, for I left my song on top of and that's the place, right? That's the one where you flip the switch. And he goes, really? Cool. That's the one. So, all the you see how that it's building and building and building and building, so it starts on T-da, T-da. That's where it starts. Good. I never could tell you.
Now, I'm giving you this, and the first one is a little bit slower, it's a little bit tugs. I never could tell you, it kind of tugs a little bit.
I never could tell you I never could tell you I
Never could.
love you.
All we're getting is this
Summer
up.
of love. Remember the shape we talked about in 1, 2, 1? Let's start thinking of shape, shall we?
I never read the chorus.
I never could tell you I love you that summer of long ago.
So, and you forgot the non-breath.
Yes, I
You
did.
kind of stopped them.
Yes, I did.
It's, I never could tell you I love you
That
that summer of long, that summer of long ago.
Push on you.
There's a lot of little
Not
bounce points in there. That summer of long ago. So you see the little bounces. That's the propellants that keeps us from dragging it as we go through. This song could get dragging.
It could.
But we don't. Especially at the beginning. We're telling, this is the initial story. We're sitting down there and he's saying, so how you been? How you been? Oh, it's been great and everything. And then at that one night, that one moment in the conversation, you go, you remember that summer? He goes, oh yeah. And you go, there's more. I never could tell you what? I love you. You did? I never could tell you, even though in my heart I wanted to. That's it. Let's do that. I'm excited for that. Here we go. I never. No breath this time. And
I never could tell you I love you that summer of long ago. I never could tell you I love you, but darling, I love you
then can you make that release? Can you make that release gentle?
Gentle. Okay. I was so happy for the baritone there. That was right where we wanted it, right where we wanted it.
Do you remember? Right? So let that one just, you're never going to have a karate chop cutoff on that. Just let your hand just easy bounce.
Okay.
And then the whole time it's the next ictus to the,
Okay.
right? The next suspension to the next downbeat. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Never. Breathe.
I never could tell you.
Now, everybody.
And basis and leads are all new, brother.
I never could tell you I love you that summer of long ago. I never could tell you I love you, but darling, I loved you so. Do you remember my being so shy?
It is. That's so.
Cumbersome.
How would you
Okay?
like them to do that?
We really want to, do you remember? Do you remember? We had a little, do you remember?
Yes, it was.
Do you remember?
We sang it very much like the notes are written.
Probably.
I was when I was teaching last summer at Harmony U, there was a music teacher, and there he says, I just don't get how you don't sing the rhythms. And I said,
Band director.
well, in Uptunes we do, when we can figure them out. And, I just sounded great. And, well, I also Canadian in my quartet too. So, but he said in ballads, it's just if you just make it up. I said, it's kind of do. We're more lyric driven or melody driven or harmony driven. It's not rhythmic. And what we're really trying to do is either describe the shape of the song or describe the message. And in this case, this is a lyric song, isn't it? I mean, the melody's okay. It's not one of the top 100 melodies you'll ever hear, but it's okay. And the harmonies are pretty, I hope. So that's a good thing too. But boy, that's those lyrics. You said it. That's the most poignant part. That I love my song and sung. What a great turn of phrase. But how would you say that? Do you remember my being so shy? How would you say that?
Do you remember my being so shy?
Do you remember my being so shy?
Do you remember me being so shy?
Do you remember my being so shy? Do you remember my being so shy?
Did you hear us?
Yeah.
You have a few on.
And it's easy for us to go, do you remember? Do you remember? Do you remember? Would that be great to actually, instead of accenting that downbeat so hard, is to try and accent the second beat. Remember what we did in 1, 2, 1? 1, 2, 1? It's hard to do, isn't it? We don't want to go, do you remember? We don't want to do that. But the idea of thinking of, do you remember? Do you remember? Being so shy. I like the way she did being so shy. Being so shy. It almost sounded shy. That's great. Are you a shy person?
A little bit.
A little bit.
My
Great.
face right now.
She's probably blushing.
Yeah, that's right. I asked her, she's being shy and goes,
A little bit.
yes. So that's why she said it perfect, actually.
So Cindy Hansen would call this basically a pronoun song.
Ah,
Because
okay.
you put more of an inflection of the feelings of I, you,
Yeah.
my.
Great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So instead of, do you remember my being so shy? That's nothing.
Sounds like the way it was written.
Well, that's the notes on the page. But in my head, it was, do you remember my being so shy? And the reason that chord, it doesn't stop on the first. There's that swipe that's coming up. Why? Because you're going, yeah, I was shy, and maybe you giggle a little bit at that point. And then you go, have you forgotten the tears in your eye? When I was shy, you were almost, so wanting me to not be shy, and just brought you to tears sometimes. So,
I kind of thought we wanted to go more to being.
we can put an NG in there.
That's the way we were leaning.
So, not that it's going to be majority